After betrayal, after devastating losses, after the world believed Richard Roper was finally finished, the war is far from over. Season 3 of The Night Manager isn't just another chapter, it is the final collision between two men bound by deception, revenge, and unfinished destiny, Jonathan Pine and Richard Roper. With Pine barely surviving the Colombian nightmare, with Angela Burr gone, and with Roper rising once again from the ashes of global chaos, the final season pushes the story into darker territory than ever before. And today, we are breaking down the complete full story of The Night Manager Season 3, from beginning to explosive ending. Season 3 opens several months after the catastrophic events of Season 2. Jonathan Pine is presumed dead by most intelligence agencies. After being critically wounded in Colombia, he is secretly rescued by a covert British Black Ops unit working outside official MI6 command. The agency fears internal corruption, especially after discovering Myra Cavendish's involvement in Angela Burr's assassination. Pine is physically broken, emotionally destroyed, and mentally scarred by failure. For the first time in the entire series, Pine questions whether he is still fighting for justice or simply surviving out of guilt. Meanwhile, global intelligence networks are collapsing into distrust. Multiple governments suspect British intelligence of secretly enabling international arms conflicts. Political tension is rising across Europe and South America. And hidden behind this growing global instability, Richard Roper is quietly rebuilding his empire. Roper resurfaces in Eastern Europe, operating through legitimate business fronts, humanitarian shipping corporations, and private security companies. But his real objective is far more dangerous. Roper has obtained classified research connected to the electromagnetic weapon introduced in Season 2, a device capable of disabling entire military infrastructures and triggering political collapse without nuclear warfare. This weapon is now being developed into a global black market product. However, Roper isn't working alone. His son, Danny Roper, begins stepping into the criminal empire. Unlike his father, Danny is unstable, emotionally reckless, and desperate for approval. Roper manipulates him carefully, shaping him into a successor while hiding the truth about Teddy Dos Santos's death. At the same time, Roxana Bolaños, who escaped Season 2, re-enters the story as a wildcard figure. She now controls her own smuggling network and secretly gathers evidence against Roper, motivated by guilt and survival. Indira Varma's Myra Cavendish rises higher inside British intelligence, successfully covering her involvement in Angela Burr's death. She secretly collaborates with global defense contractors who benefit from prolonged conflicts. Her goal is not loyalty to country, but maintaining a balance of profitable instability. However, Angela Burr left behind encrypted files containing sensitive intelligence about Cavendish and her network. These files eventually reach Pine through Angela's old contacts. This discovery gives Pine a new mission, not just stopping Roper, but exposing the entire system protecting him. Pine adopts a new identity and infiltrates one of Roper's financial networks operating in London. Unlike previous seasons where Pine worked under MI6 authority, he now operates completely rogue. His only allies are Joel Stedman, who secretly survived internal MI6 purges, Roxana, whose loyalty constantly shifts, a covert journalist investigating global arms laundering, and Angela Burr's old intelligence network. Pine slowly discovers that Roper is planning to auction the electromagnetic weapon to multiple unstable regimes simultaneously, triggering international chaos that would guarantee permanent global demand for arms. One of the emotional core conflicts of Season 3 revolves around Danny Roper. Danny slowly learns the truth about Teddy's murder and begins questioning his father's empire. However, Roper manipulates him emotionally, convincing him that betrayal is survival. Pine sees Danny as a chance to destroy Roper from inside, attempting to recruit him as an informant. Their psychological conflict becomes one of the season's most powerful arcs. Meanwhile, Roxana struggles between helping Pine expose Roper or protecting her own growing cartel. Her character represents the blurred moral boundaries dominating the final season. Mid-season reveals the true scale of the conspiracy. The electromagnetic weapon is only a prototype. The real project involves multiple governments secretly funding weaponized technology capable of controlling satellite communication, financial systems, and drone warfare networks. Cavendish is revealed to be coordinating intelligence leaks to allow Roper to test the weapon in controlled conflicts. Angela Burr's death is confirmed as part of a wider cover-up operation. This revelation pushes Pine into his most dangerous mission yet, exposing both Roper and MI6 corruption simultaneously. The climax builds toward a massive international weapons summit, secretly hosted by Roper in Scotland, under the disguise of a global security conference. Every major arms buyer, intelligence broker, and political conspirator gathers in one location. Pine infiltrates the summit, planting evidence across Roper's financial systems, while Roxana organizes a covert law enforcement strike team. Danny confronts Roper about Teddy's death, leading to a tragic confrontation between father and son. Roper ultimately sacrifices Danny to protect his empire, revealing the full extent of his emotional detachment and moral collapse. This moment becomes the turning point where Pine realizes Roper will never change. Pine and Roper face each other for the final time during the summit chaos as global intelligence forces raid the compound. Their confrontation is not just physical, it is ideological. Roper argues that the world requires controlled chaos to maintain order. Pine argues that corruption disguised as stability destroys humanity itself. The summit collapses into violence as the electromagnetic weapon is activated, disabling communication networks across Europe. Pine manages to upload Angela Burr's intelligence files globally, exposing the conspiracy in real time. Cavendish is arrested while attempting to escape. Roper attempts to flee, but is ultimately captured after a brutal confrontation with Pine inside the collapsing facility. The season ends with global investigations dismantling Roper's empire. However, the exposure also destabilizes several governments, showing that corruption extended far beyond one villain. Pine declines returning to MI6, choosing to disappear once again into anonymity. Angela Burr's legacy becomes the foundation of major intelligence reforms. The final scene shows Pine watching the sunrise in a remote location, finally free from war, but permanently marked by it. Season 3 completes the Night Manager trilogy by exploring the cost of loyalty, the illusion of global stability, the moral gray areas of intelligence warfare, the psychological battle between Pine and Roper, and the legacy left by sacrifice and betrayal. Unlike previous seasons, the final chapter focuses less on espionage glamour and more on the human cost of hidden wars. And that is the complete full story breakdown of The Night Manager Season 3, the final battle between Jonathan Pine and Richard Roper. Do you think Pine deserved peace after everything he sacrificed? And could Roper ever truly be stopped? Or was he just one face of a much larger system? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoy deep movie and series breakdowns like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more cinematic storytelling explanations.